What's up, my people? Welcome back to another episode of Roots and Riots. Today, I figured I would go ahead and do a complete plant tour. Basically, in no particular order. I have some that are trying to die on me. They're basically my rehab plants at this point, and some that I'm obsessed with. So I'm just going to go through every single one and tell you about it, tell you where I bought it, how it's doing, that sort of thing. I will say I have quite a few more rehab plants than I would like to admit, but they're still worthy of being seen. So I'm going to show you those two. And I can't remember what else I was going to say. Anyway, most of mine came from places like, well, actually, I got quite a few of them from an Etsy shop called Wishlist Foliage. And I also bought quite a few from Walmart, Lowe's, and Home Depot. I know a lot of people, I know that's a controversial thing to say, but a deal's a deal, okay? And whenever I first started, I say when I first started, even still, I'm balling on a budget, okay? I can't always buy the expensive plants or the ones from the individual shops. I'd love to. I wish I could all the time, but I mean, they got to make a profit too, so they sell them a little bit more expensive than what I'm able to pay sometimes versus like for example what I can get it for at Walmart. But still sometimes I will go to those stores because I mean, you still got to support your small shops. Well, not really small shops because some of them are really big and are taking over places like Walmart and Lowe's. But yeah, you get what I mean. Times are a little tough right now, so unfortunately I do have to go the cheaper route more often than not, but still at least once out of the 3 or 4 times that I'll buy plants, it's from Etsy because especially this one company, like I said, Wishlist Foliage. I'm not partnered with them or anything. I just really love that company. I will say their shipping takes a little while for it to actually ship out, but once they do ship it out, you'll get it within a couple days, and the packaging is always perfect. And my plants have always been super healthy from them. But yeah, another thing I love about them is they have free shipping. Key point right there. And also, a lot of their plants that they sell are little baby starter plants, so they're usually anywhere between $7 to $12. So that's still within my budget. So here lately, well, even in the beginning, a lot of my plants came from them because it was just, even though, yeah, I could get a bigger plant from Walmart, at least I know it's coming from a reputable place, if that makes sense. But say I'm walking through Walmart and I see something that's really cheap and that I don't have yet, yeah, I definitely would buy it. So anyway, let's get into the plant tour. Okay, so I'm just going to go down the row here because I've got this whole side of the table full and then I've got behind me full. So yeah, we're just going to go in a row. First up, I've got, I can't remember exact. I think it's a sweet and sour pepperoni is what this one's called. I think. Don't quote me on it, but correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure this is. I'm really not starting off with a strong one, am I? But it was the first one in line, and I said I was going to go down the line. So sweet and sour pepperomia. I'm about 95% sure that's what it is, but correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. On to the next one that I'm sure of. This one is a little baby from my golden pothos. Whenever I took it out of the soil and went to repot it in Leica, I had several little babies. So this was one that I kept and I gave a few of them away. So that's one of my little baby ones. Oh yeah, I totally forgot this part. Both of those came from Walmart. Meant to say that. This one here is technically one of my favorites, even though she doesn't look very good right now. I know she needs a moss pole. I'm going to get that soon. But anyway, this is my little philodendron Milano chrysum. She's struggling a bit. Her leaves are way smaller than they should be, and yeah, she really needs a moss pole, and then she'll be thriving and be what she's really supposed to be. But I still love her. She's one of my favorite plants in general. Once I get her looking how she's supposed to look. Oh yeah, and that one came from Wishlist Foliage also. This one also came from Wishlist Foliage, and it was thriving, but as you can see, it's no longer thriving. I got one decent leaf going strong there in the middle, but the other two, or the other three, not so much. But yeah, whenever I got her from the company, she was super healthy, so it's nothing on them. That was just me. Whenever I switched her over to Leica, she didn't handle the transition too well this time. She did the first time. Whenever I moved her out of soil, I put her in water for a while, and that way she could grow some water roots instead of just putting her straight into Leica. So the first time she did great. I think the issue was this was probably a little bit too big for it, and I probably should have left her in her smaller jar for a little bit longer. But honestly, I thought she was outgrowing it, so I sized her up, and I think it was too soon. So yeah, this one's a rehab plant now, but she's gonna be okay. I'm not gonna let her die. Mark my words. This one I'm not gonna talk about too long because I'm mad at her. It's my begonia. I freaking love begonias. They're literally one of my favorite plants, but they absolutely hate me, and that's why I'm mad at her because I love her, but she doesn't love me. She came from Walmart. She once upon a time was very beautiful, lost all her leaves. I saved her. She was beautiful again. And then, yeah, we're back to this. We're struggling. I also have a couple of her cuttings in a little propagation jar right now. So fingers crossed on those. Hopefully one day she'll be a big lush bush again. Maybe. No promises on that one. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and show you all my Sigoniums. at once because I say all, but I only have three of those right now, unfortunately. The rest of them are all kind of spread out as far as my philodendrons, but I only have three syngoniums. Let me show you those real quick. I have this one. I'm pretty sure it's called a neon robusta, is what I remember it being called, but I also saw it have several different names too. So you may know it as something else. I was told it's a neon robusta, but yeah, names may vary. But I love this plant. This is one that I also found at Walmart. She was teeny tiny when I got her. Think it was only $5. It was one of those little baby starter plants that they usually have at the not the front entrance, but right at the garden. Well, I say that as if your Walmart's the same as mine. Anyway, yeah, she was really small and really cheap when I got her, and now she's looking pretty big and beautiful. So I'm obsessed with this one. My other one that I'm obsessed with, she's a little bit smaller, but it's a milk confetti syngonium. It's a little bit hard to see, but they have these little pink specks on their leaves. And then some of them have like bigger spots of pink on their leaves, kind of like the other one, except the other one is full pink spots and this one's not. So yeah, milk confetti. This syngonium, I can't remember exactly what kind it is or what it's called. So let me know in the comments if you know. But this one I actually got for free whenever I ordered from Wishlist Foliage. I'm pretty sure one of their things is that if you order, I can't remember if it's more than two or three plants, but I think it was three plants or more, but it could also be two plants or more. But anyway, if you order a certain amount of plants from them, they'll send you a free gift plant. And that's one that I got as a free gift. And I really love it. I think the name of it was something to do with butterfly something or dragonfly something. I can't remember, but yeah, it was really healthy when it came in. That's another one that I'm struggling with because I thought it needed to be sized up and I probably shouldn't have upgraded it yet. So it's struggling a little bit right now, but it's still looking really good. Her roots are still really healthy and yeah, I've got faith in that one too. All right, back to the plants that don't freaking depress me. This one is my variegated jade plant. She was an itsy bitsy baby whenever I first got her. I actually found her at Tractor Supply Company. I didn't even know they sold plants, much less little succulents. Never really shopped there much. I mean, I went there sometimes with my dad as a little kid, but I didn't pay attention. But yeah, one day I decided to go in there because I saw plants outside and yeah, I found this one and it quickly became one of my favorites, especially because whenever I first got it, it had a lot of pink on the petals or leaves or whatever you call them. I mean, clearly she doesn't really have any pink left, but that happens with winter. But at least summer's going to be here soon, and I think I'll be able to get the pink to come back through. So she's really pretty. I'll have to show you if it does happen. And then this one is the rest of my golden pothos plant. I love her. She's so pretty to me, and I mean they're one of the easiest plants to have. So I feel like every plant collector has them, whether they like them or not. But yeah, I'm actually obsessed with her, even though she hasn't started vining yet. I don't know why she's not. She is. She's supposed to be a fast grower. Dang it! Somebody tell me what I'm doing wrong. I mean, her leaves are growing fast. I've got three new baby leaves in the last week, but no vines, and I don't understand why. Aren't they supposed to vine, y'all? Am I missing something? Next up, I have my painted lady philodendron. This is another one of my favorites. I know I say that about basically everyone because they're all my favorites, except for the ones that are dying on me. Anyway, I found this one on clearance. I can't remember if it was at Walmart or Lowe's. I remember I got her for like $6. She only had one leaf left at the time. And yeah, that one leaf was pretty much dead, actually. But now she's doing beautifully. And I actually have a little baby plant of her somewhere. Where is it? Here it is. Yeah, this is the other one. Yeah, whenever I bought it, it had another little baby piece down in the soil whenever I took it apart. So I repotted this one by itself. And look at it. It's already got basically five leaves now. That one's about to unravel the rest of the way. So she's doing great. And then this one, the original mother plant, she's got four healthy leaves now. So I was really glad I got this one. And also, right over here on the table, I have my Thanksgiving cactus that I thought for the longest time was a Christmas cactus until someone in the comments corrected me. But that one I actually got from my cousin. It was one of the very first plants I ever had that started my complete obsession. Yeah, I went to go visit my cousin for literally 2 days and I came home with five different plants from her collection that she wanted me to have. So she created a monster, I must say. But that one actually just got done blooming tons of freaking flowers. So needless to say, she's healthy and doing good in my care. I also have a little baby plant from her. This one right here, I separated and started a new plant. And then I have another little nursery pot downstairs in a window that I have several different cuttings from it in. Like I took a few of the, I think it was five or so different petals and put them in its own nursery pot, and they're sprouting. They've already got new leaves growing out of the tops of them. And yeah, that's exciting. Okay, we're all done with the ones on this part of the table. Now behind me, I've got my sister's. It doesn't look like it right now, but it's my sister's Monstera deliciosa. It's struggling. I ended up having to cut several leaves off of it because they were all dead whenever I got it from her. But so far, this leaf's been holding on pretty strong. It's got a couple signs of stress on it, but I think we've fixed those issues since they started because her roots are starting to look really good now. So hopefully within the next few weeks, I'll be able to give it back to my sister. Fingers crossed. I have started seeing the first signs of a new, what do you call it? Not a leaf, but I think I'm trying to think of the word petiole. I don't know, a new little sheath, if you will, coming in over there. I don't know these words, y'all. I'm still trying to figure them out. I'm not a professional, and I don't claim to be. I just love plants, and I'm here to talk about them. Now back to business. One of my favorite plants, and this one I'm not just over exaggerating. It's my one of my absolute favorite plants. My golden crocodile philodendron. I've got a couple leaves on there that are struggling just a bit, but that's only because at one point I had some spider mites. But we've since addressed that issue and no longer have spider mites. So she's doing healthy, doing beautifully. All of her new leaves. This one right here is brand new, and that one's brand new, and they both look perfect. At least in my opinion, and that's what counts. I think I accidentally said she, but this one's actually a he because I named this one Irwin, as in Steve Irwin. Also back there is my snake plant. I'll show you it real quick, but I really don't care for it. I've had this thing forever, and I've got like one, and let me turn it around here. Two new little growths. That's it in about 9 or 10 months. So yeah, this isn't one that I am obsessed with or get excited about. It's just there, kind of decorative, kind of cute beside my picture back there, but that's about it. That's all. Anyway, back to the ones I obsess over. Of course, my black cherry pink princess philodendron. I love any plant that has pink on it, and this one, yeah, has a lot of pink. So I'm obsessed. Surprisingly, she was one of my first plants. This one I got from Wishlist Foliage also, and as you can see, she is doing amazing, especially compared to some of my other starter plants that I got. Yeah, she's growing like a weed. Honestly, thinking about putting her on a moss pole because I really want to see how big I can get her, especially her leaves. I'm obsessed with those pictures. Like I said it before, I really hate moss poles, but I'm obsessed to see how big I can get her leaves on a moss pole. That would be beautiful to me. Like, I'll be honest, I have no desire to do that with my pothos or 99% of my other plants, but that one, that one definitely for sure is going on a moss pole very soon. At this point, I think I'm just going to stand up and turn the phone around to show you the rest of them because a lot of them are a little bit higher up anyway. So yeah, that's just going to be easier. Let's go. All right, so this one is my philodendron Billy. I got it at Home Depot, I think, for, oh, might help if I hold the phone right, for only $10, surprisingly. Also, the same day was when I got this one, my Prince of Orange philodendron, both for $10. Literally, both of those for 50% off, and I got them for $10. Look how pretty they are. So yeah, please forgive me. I know we're supposed to hate Home Depot right now, apparently, but a deal is a deal, and your girl's balling on a budget. Sometimes she's depressed, and plants help. So sometimes it's just the answer. Anyway, back to the serious stuff. Over here is my string of pearls, also one of my absolute favorite plants. There's the little baby painted lady philodendron that I showed you earlier. This one up here, if I can get my phone to, oh, I'm trying to angle my body right to where you can see it. That is my Monstera Thai constellation named Morticia. That one right there is my little Chinese banyan tree. I have a philodendron Brazil hiding up there, and also a Hartley philodendron that's hanging up there. And then I have its little vines going down that way and around the table, and then the other vine goes across that way and down the back right there and stops right there. Took me a second to find it on the camera. I was like, wait a second, where is it? And then here's my little propagation station. These little jars I actually found at Dollar Tree. I'm obsessed with them. They're perfect. They're the perfect size. And yeah, they're adorable. I really need to repaint my windowsill though and clean it. Ignore that. But yeah, there's my begonia cuttings I was telling you about. And I also have some little wandering dude cuttings. One thing I will say, I am flabbergasted at how fast these guys root. I shit you not, it was probably 2 days, 3 days max, and they already had long roots on them. Whereas this sucker, I've been waiting 2 weeks now and still don't have a root. These suckers too, I took some little string of pearl cuttings and they still haven't rooted either. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I did exactly what I was told and still nothing, but I haven't lost hope yet. We'll figure something out. And then over here, I have a few succulents. Not sure what most of them are called. I think that first one is called a hawthornia. Those two, I have absolutely no idea, but I love them anyway. So that concludes my plant room tour. Thank you so much for watching. And if you made it this far, let me know in the comments what plant I should get next. Love you guys. Bye.